Hi Mandy, I hope I'm not too late. What is Big Sis Mandy's take on giving men grace following Nandy's podcast interview? Are you trying to rage bait me? And also, I'm the easiest person to rage bait because I'm always irritated. Lydia, are you trying to piss me off? Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome to another installment of What Would Big Sis Mandy Do? But before we get into the real questions, I just want to give a shout out to today's sponsor, which is Psychic Source. I've been working with Psychic Source for over a year now, and if there's anything that I've learned from them is that clarity changes everything. And I know that we have a lot of questions that we go through, that we're about to get through. I know that you guys are looking for clarity, and that's why you send in your questions with me. But if there are other questions that you would like to get more from, or more personal questions, I would suggest you send them via Psychic Source. Who knows what you can gain from them? Psychic Source connects you with real experienced psychics who help with love, career, life experiences, life decisions, energy shifts, all of that. You can chat, call, or video depending on how you want to connect. And out of all the things that I love about them, one of the things that I do love is that you get to choose someone that actually resonates with you. This could be based on their profile, based on the reviews, based on their aura, because we are all energetic humans. So obviously your energy also works with them. The readings are private, they're convenient. You can be done on your phone, on your laptop, in the privacy of your own home. If you need to quickly get a reading while you're at work because something came over you, you can quickly just go to, you don't actually even, I was about to say you can go to your boardroom. You actually don't even need to leave your desk, because if you want to do the chatting option, you can just chat as you're sitting. But obviously if you want to call, you can just go to the kitchen, go somewhere private. Yes, as mentioned, the readings are private, they're confidential, they're convenient, and for me, they always feel so grounding, especially when life feels loud. Now, if you're on TikTok, you guys know everyone's talking about being Chinese. We are all Chinese baddies now, and since we are heading into the new Chinese New Year in a couple of days, I don't know if you guys have heard, as mentioned, if you are not on TikTok, I'm chronically online, so I'm always on TikTok. Everyone's talking about the year of the horse. The horse represents movement, freedom, confidence, and bold decisions. It's about trusting your instinct and running towards what you want. And honestly, it's giving very Chinese baddie energy. I know that readings can get a bit scary, but for me, someone who's been doing it for quite some time now, readings aren't about someone controlling your future or even telling you about your future. They help you understand timings, patterns, and emotions. And sometimes they just sometimes confirm what your spirit already knows. So whether you're focusing on love, money, I hope you're focusing on money, career, I hope you're focusing on your career. I need my baddies to please clock in. Whatever your job, industry, whatever that makes you money, I need my girlies to clock in this year. So whether you're focusing on love, money, career, or peace, this is a powerful time to check in with yourself. If you've ever been curious about a reading, Psychic Source makes it super easy. You can browse through profiles, read reviews, and start where you feel most comfortable. So if, like me, this year you are planning on moving boldly, you want to trust yourself more, and you want to step into your power, consider this your sign. I will leave my discount code here as well as on the description box. Try it out. I always appreciate you guys sending me your questions, but I can only give you as much as I know. If you want more than what I can tell you, I suggest you try Psychic Source. Thank you to Psychic Source for sponsoring this video. Let's get into what would Big Sis Mandy do. Okay, you guys, let's get into it. Okay. Hey mama, one thing about you is that you're a girl's girl. Oh, you ride hard for other women, and I don't think you are told enough that you are everyone's dream sister. I'm a firstborn too, like you, and I grew up constantly being accused of beating my younger siblings simply because they'd cry on cue the moment they saw my mom coming back from work I was always told to share, to understand, to sacrifice just because I was older. Mind you, I'm older than you, but your wisdom is so mature and grounded. Watching you stand up for women has been healing my inner child in ways I didn't even realize I needed. I grew up defensive and overly independent because I had to be, and that's part of why I ended up wanting just one child. Seeing you show up the way you do reminds me of the softness and strength that can coexist. So, and thank you. That means everything to someone like me. We just started, and Leslie was already making me cry. And I think when you talk about the strength and softness coexisting, a couple of years ago when I decided to quit the maintenance course, not quit, because I did it, I saw it through, but just be like, you know what, if whatever he says, I'm not fighting this man anymore. I remember I had a session with my therapist after that day in court. And I was just telling to my therapist that I'm tired of fighting, I'm tired of being strong, I'm tired of this mborodo person. And it happened around the time where I was in a mommy group. And I'm just going to mention names because I'm not saying anything bad. I was in a mommy group with Tato, Unati, Mandy, and myself. And we had gone, the previous year, we had gone for a beautiful friend Ma's overnight stay. And Unati was vlogging at that time. And she did a beautiful vlog where she was, commending everyone and just complimenting everyone on their personalities and who they are and what they've done for her and what they bring to the table and who they are. And she did she did this whole video just dedicating it to us and just appreciating, all of us as humans. And she did a beautiful tribute for Tato, a beautiful one for Mandy. And when it came to me, it was beautiful, I guess, and I know it wasn't meant in a bad way, but when it came to me, she was just like, oh, you the strongest woman I know. Like she highlighted my strength and I'm a Bogoto and I'm this, and I'm just like, that's not all I am, and I know obviously for her, that's what she sees. And that hit me, Uguti, that's not all I am. I'm a very soft person, I'm a very sensitive person, I'm very kind, and I've got all of these other attributes, but everyone just like, oh, you're the strong Bogoto. It was also around the time on my YouTube channel, everyone is just like, oh my gosh, you're so strong. And I know it's a compliment, but sometimes it's just like, do you see me outside my struggles, my baby daddy struggles, and me taking these men to court? And with YouTube, it's different because you guys don't know me, but it hit harder when it's a friend. And at that time, I was Unati's longest friend. So for me, I was just like, so out of everything that we experienced together, all you see is this Mbogoto, like you don't see me, I took it that way. Obviously, I know for sure from her side, but she meant it as a compliment, which really is very a compliment. Someone talking about your strength is complimentary. But then that thing stuck. And then when I spoke to my therapist and I told my therapist that I'm actually just so tired of being the strong person, having to fight these men in court. And then I mentioned that thing really got to me. That situation really got to me with the Unati situation really got to me. And once again, she did not mean it in a bad way. I just took it that way because of the space I was in my life at that time. I remember speaking to my therapist about it. I was just like, everyone just sees me as this strong person. As a result, I started feeling like my friends don't even do nice things for me because they just feel like, I've got this, I'm strong and I'm strong and I'm strong. And I was just like, no, like that's not, Nami, I want softness from other people. I want kindness. I want to be treated in a gentle way. I remember just going off with my therapist and my therapist said, yeah, but you need to do those things for yourself first. I was just like, it was the beginning stages of my therapy sessions with her. I was just like, yeah, you're a keeper. You're a keeper. She basically taught me how to, obviously she then told me how I can do these nice things for myself. And when the softer I treat myself, the softer other people will treat me. And I've been doing it, and life literally changed. The way when I started embodying the softness side. And I used to grow up being told that I'm sensitive, and as if it was supposed to be a dig. I am sensitive. Now what? I used to grow up being called emotional, as if now as an adult you think, is that supposed to be a dig? No, I am emotional. Now what? What's wrong with that? So what Lesejo is saying with strength and softness can definitely coexist. And I always thought that I just need to be a strong Bogoto up until obviously it was 4 years ago in therapy where I just realized, but no man, I don't want to be, it's okay, I can be the Bogoto person when I need to be, but like I want to be a softie, and I want people to see me as soft and treat me as such. And when my therapist said, you need to start treating yourself as such first, and everything else will follow, she was not wrong. So thank you so much, Lesego, for recognizing that, because I've taken me a while to recognize that, yeah, you can be strong and you can also be an egg. Literally, you can be a hard rock mpogoto and you can also be a soft egg. So let's be soft eggs, guys. Okay. Hey, big sis, I'm 29 years old, married to my campus love, and I have an almost 2-year-old toddler. I've been watching you since 2021 and I love you. My question is, recently my guy relocated to another town and he wants me to move with him. I'm currently unemployed, but the house I'm living in is his, so if I moved with him, would collect rent. He's a good man who works so hard and is actually starting his own company, and since starting something like that requires a lot of money, we are investing almost everything we have and finances are strained. I'm unsure if I want to move and have no valid reason not to. He spoils us when he can. So my question, would you move? Love from Kenya. And you've been married for 5 years. I would definitely move. I'm unemployed. I was even saying to my sister, unrelated but related, I was just like, if the situation I'm in right now, unemployed, happened this time last year, I would have moved back home, because the only reason why I'm still stuck and staying in Joburg is because my daughter is already settled at school. But this time last year, Milani was not settled at school. Milani started her school, the school she's in now, she started in May. So February last year, Milani was still at a crash. I could have taken her out anytime. So 100% I'd definitely move. I'm moving too close to be with my partner. B, you said your child is 2 years old, almost. So it's not like has she even started school? So it's not like you are destabilizing her. Even if you are, she'll adjust. She's 2 years old. She'll be fine. C, the benefit of moving, it means the house you're currently staying in, you'll rent it out, so that's more money. And if your husband is starting a business, or like in a process of like growing his business, I can imagine that he needs your support. Maybe not even like financially, but just having someone to bounce off ideas with, and not just someone like your wife, like someone who wants what's best for you, someone who's been there with you. You say you've been married for 5 years. You said campus love, so you've been there for way longer. I can just imagine like how, wherever he is he not lonely? Are you not lonely? I would move. Like, it's not even a question for me, because both you and your toddler are not stable. It's not like you're not leaving a job for a man. You're not destabilizing your life for a man. I'll definitely move closer to be with my partner. And also just like to help, as mentioned, like to help out. Like, sometimes you might think that because you are unemployed, you don't really do much. Your presence as a woman in someone's life is so amazing. Sometimes as women, we don't think that highly of ourselves, because you feel like, oh, I don't bring anything to the table. Your existence, you being there, you waking up with him at 3 o'clock in the morning when he has an idea and you just writing them down, your presence, your existence will make such a huge difference in his life. And probably also know, are you not bored? Just you and your baby, don't you need also support from your baby's father, your husband? I would definitely move, no question about it. Hey, big sis, having a degree in media studies with 1 year experience in journalism, which jobs outside journalism would you advise for me to apply? And is the platform you recommend for job application for these posts? PR. So for jobs like these, I use bizcommunity.com. So when you go to www.bizcommunity.com, you go to jobs. There's a tab there that says jobs, and you go to marketing and media. There's always a PR job. And I do think that since you did media studies, journalism kind of dead. I don't want to discourage anyone, but PR, mama, like, go apply for PR jobs. If they're looking for a PR intern, apply for it. Get yourself in there. PR will never die. Will never die. As long as people are continuing being a mess, you'll always be safe. So I'll say PR. If there's anything in like digital marketing as well, maybe apply for that. But you've got a good chance in PR because you studied media studies. And PR people, I've worked in the PR agencies. They love journalists because you know how to write. So venture into PR, mama. Okay, hi mama, I'm in a relationship with this guy that's popular in his town. We both live in the same town. My friend knows him from work. They used to work together, okay? But she keeps telling me the things that this guy used to do before I knew him. and she gets really mad when I can't do fun stuff with her as my friend because I'm spending time with my man. What would you do? I need more context. Are you ditching her for your man, or are these pre-planned plans? I also get mad if my friend ditched me for her man if we already had plans though. So is she mad that you're spending more time with him? Does she feel like you are replacing her with him? Or do you ditch her? Do you guys make plans and then you ditch her for your plans? And her telling you about stuff that he was doing before. I don't know, like, why does she tell? Have you ever asked her? I would ask her, I mean, we all have a past. I would be so mad if if someone kept telling my man, well, I don't have one now, but if someone kept telling my partner about the things that I used to do in my past, like if I was a hoe. She's telling you to do what? Is she telling you as a warning sign? Is she telling you to hey, if I like girl? What's the objective of her telling you? I would ask her, Guti. For me, I would just be like, hey friend, listen, we all have a past. I would appreciate it if, I don't care about his past, don't tell me. But obviously if something's happening now, make it clear also, Uguti, me saying don't tell me about his past doesn't mean that I don't want to know about his present, you know? Because sometimes you don't want to push her away by saying to her, but I don't want to know. Then she might not even tell you things that are happening right now. But yeah, the last part about, you know, her being mad when you spend time with your man, I would need a little bit of context to see, are you ditching her? Because if you are ditching her for your man, then she's got every right to be mad. But if maybe then she's just mad that you are with your man, I think this deserves a conversation, you know, like just talk to your friend. She might be feeling some type of way. And also sometimes, you know, in friendships, if I'm so used to having you, like if we've both been single for 2 years and I'm just so used to us doing things together all the time, and then all of a sudden you get a boyfriend and then you spend less time with me, I would get touched. Maybe she just doesn't know how to, I don't think she's trying to sabotage you, what I'm trying to say. Maybe she just doesn't know how to express herself. But Chomi, I miss you. But now then we also need to have a conversation about, yes, I miss you too, but life, you know, life, we're growing, life is lifing. I've got this person now I want to focus on, but don't obviously take away from our friendship. Do spend time with your friend as well. I think maybe she just might be going through some withdrawal symptoms and she doesn't know how to express herself. So maybe have a conversation with her about, why do you feel the need to tell me about his past? But maybe don't even start it like that, because that sounds very confrontational. Maybe take her out for lunch and just be like, hey, are you feeling some type of way that we're not spending as much time as we used to? And who knows, her answering that might even lead to why she's even telling you things about your man. If she doesn't sound like a bad person, so give it a chance, you know, give her a chance. Hi Mandy, I hope you're great. I'm a mother of 2. I was married, but it didn't work out. I had to move back home with my kids. I have 3 toxic siblings who are unemployed and they're very unfriendly towards my kids. I'm the breadwinner, my dad is a pensioner, and my mom works at a local preschool. I do badly want to move out, but I'm not earning that much to afford a place of my own. I struggle every day with anxiety. What would Big Sis Mandy do? I would move out. I hear you saying you're struggling financially, but I would still move out. Your children upbringing and who surrounds them is very, very important. If they were mean to you, I would say, as in Chomi, just begazela, get your money in. But your children, you know, you said you've got 2 kids. Your children's, I don't know how old your children are, but if they're at the age where bullying, actually it doesn't even matter what age they are, bullying will always get to you. Having an adult be mean to you will mess you up as an adult. So I think it's very important to protect our children, even if you're moving into a back room. I think I've said the story so many times here, Oguti. There was a point where my mom and my sister and I lived in like literally the smallest room on earth. One time it rained and the rain blew the roof off. We used to eat uputu and potatoes every day. There was no meat. Oh my God. It was just like, it was a lot. But I was very happy because I was with my mom. My sister as well. She was just like, hey, mom was there, bruh. So I think that sometimes we overanalyze situations where we feel like we're failing our children by living in a back room with them. But children just want their parents, you know. firstly, proud of you for leaving a marriage that you felt was not working out. Not a lot of women do that. So if you are able to leave a marriage, you can definitely leave home. I would move into a small back room, whatever, and just me and my kids. Your kids don't deserve to be ill-treated. You also don't deserve to be ill-treated. And yeah, put your kids first, take care of your kids, and just think about what's happening now, how it can affect them, how it will affect them as adults. Hi Mandy, I hope I'm not too late. What is Big Sis Mandy's take on giving men grace following Nandy's podcast interview? Are you trying to rage bait me? And also, I'm the easiest person to rage bait because I'm always irritated. Lydia, are you trying to piss me off? Okay. Whew, this one is, it's not tough. It's just that whenever I speak about patriarchy and men and boys and the boy moms always get touched. So I don't like speaking about these things anymore because I don't know what it is about. I've said it before, but when women have sons, do you forget that, do you stop being a woman? A, and B, when I speak about patriarchy and the men in this channel, I'm not speaking about your 5-year-old sons, guys, or your 10-year-old sons, or however your sons are. I'm speaking about your fathers, your grandfathers, your brothers, your baby daddies, your husbands. Those are the people I'm speaking about. Why would I speak about kids? What the hell are kids supposed to know about patriarchy? But I always just get to, there's always a boy mom who's going to come in my comment section whenever I speak about the patriarchy and how the world lives and how the system is set up. There's always a boy mom who's going to come and be touched. So this thing for me now, I want to get into it, but I will not, because I can only get attacked so much, and I can only be misunderstood so much, and I can only explain myself so much. So Lydia, Unandi is speaking from a place of privilege. She met Uzex when he already had money. It might not have been enough money according to her and her family standards, because isn't she the same person who, when he went to go try and pay Lobola, the family said it's not enough, and then apparently he came back with $1 million or whatever. And Unandi married Uzex while he was an A&R at Sony already. She's never had to give no man grace. So for me, when women who are the 1%, where you've got this provider man, you've got this good man, Unandi is an anomaly when it comes to the scope of the South African world that we live in, our country. The poverty that we come from, the abuse, the violence that women endure. Nandi, she probably has never experienced any of that, you know. And so for me, when she's like, oh, our men go through so much, what do they go through that women don't? When have you ever heard anyone being like, oh, women go through so much? Women are supposed to go through things and take it up the notch. So why are the men so special that they need to go through so much? And they have no one to talk to? Who set up that system? Guys, patriarchy is patriarchy. And there's so many people here, when I speak about patriarchy, they be like, oh, what do you mean men were born in a system that was meant for them to succeed? Go Google what patriarchy is about. I really, it's because you come in here as if, once you say, oh, our men have gone through so much, you need to give them grace. Nobody gives these men grace more than black South African women. How many of you here, just this channel alone, have given men grace? And where have that gotten you? And speaking of Unandi and herself, Uzex has a baby mama who probably gave him grace. Where is she now? He probably just pays child support for her. Unandi didn't meet Uzex when he was dancing, swinging around his blazer no elbow for a DUT. She met him a potential man. She didn't date him for his potential. She met him full man. There's a woman out there who gave grace, who gave Zex grace, where she left with them kids. And he married a rich-ass woman that he started a family with. Not to say that obviously people are not supposed to leave people, but the point I'm trying to make is, would say, y'all give these men grace, and what do you get back in return? You get left. We talk about it all the time. Bob the Builder. I don't know what grace she was talking about. Whether it's emotional grace, mental grace, financial grace, whatever grace she was talking about, I'm not participating in that. Financially, men are set up. Men earn more than we do. Maybe not now anymore because women are fighting. There had to be systems set up for women to succeed. I will take a girl child today. There was a system set up for women to succeed because the system was meant for men. Your grandmother couldn't buy her own house. Your grandmother couldn't open her own account because of the patriarchal world that we live in. So now, after that, you guys are seeing that women are finally standing up. The matriarchy is rising. Women are finally taking back what was taken away from them. Now, all of a sudden, the boy child is left behind. You need to give men grace. But I know, and you know, a lot of women who've given grace to men, undeserving men. And all you are left with is permanent wounds, scars, debt. Some are even left with chronic illnesses because they wanted to give grace. When it comes to Nandi, grace is optional. And I don't think we should generalize in this case. If you want to give a man grace, by all means do it. But talk to the women around you who have done it before and where that has left them. I don't think that all men deserve grace. I think that some men actually just deserve some distance, and they'll get the grace from the Lord. And there are maybe 2 out of 10 situations where a woman would be like, oh, I gave my man grace and we've been happily married for 25 years. But I think when it comes to men, to my younger sisters, when it comes to men, how you should move like you should, you know that saying, bah, you're not the exception to the rule. You're not. And unfortunately, a lot of women think that they are the exception to the rule. When it comes to men, move like you are the rule. And then if he shows you that you are the exception, great. But no. Okay. Hey Mandy, I'm 30 years old and I've never been in a proper relationship. Nothing more than 3 months. I'm a single mom to a 7-year-old. I dated baby daddy for 3 months. I feel I'll never find love or anyone that likes me. I do dating sites, but I have no patience, honestly. I've been single for 7 years now, and in my line of work, I don't meet men at all. What would big sis Mandy do if they were in my situation? Firstly, you're very young. And yes, relationships are nice, but don't feel like you're missing out on anything if you haven't had a long-term relationship. Most people in long-term relationships had to do a lot of forgiving, a lot of inner work, a lot of grace. Relationships are nice with the right person who's also is into you. But you're very young, you're 30 and you've been single for 7 years. Good for you, you know. I think though, if you do want to be in a relationship and you say that usually they don't last 3 months, and even your baby daddy, you dated him for 3 months, maybe Amanda would try to do things differently. If maybe I meet someone and maybe I sleep with him immediately, if maybe Mandy in the past would meet people and just sleep with them immediately, and then I see a pattern of the relationships not lasting beyond 3 months, then maybe the next man that I meet, I would not sleep with him immediately, you know. If maybe Mandy in the past would meet a man and then first date is at his house, then maybe if that's the pattern, then maybe going forward, I would insist on going outside for dates, getting to know each other. I think what you need to do is think about what's the common pattern here. Why do these relationships last 3 months? Or are you into men even? You know, sometimes I think that we go around, beat around the bush. Sometimes maybe sissy, you're just lesbian. Maybe you're just a homosexual. You know, have you thought about that? Maybe men are not your people. Also, I don't believe in dating sites. I think dating sites are for fun, like if you're just looking to get laid. But still, I don't think you should be on a dating site even if you're looking to get laid, because that should be the easiest thing for you. If you want to get laid, you can just call an ex or call somebody. There's always someone available. As a woman, you've got someone available. But I think that what would be important for me here is to just look at the pattern. What have I been doing in my past relationships that is only that's making this the outcome? And whatever the pattern is, whatever it is that you've been doing, I would then do things differently the next time you meet someone. When you say in your line of work you don't meet men, where do you work? Do you go out? Because I mean, I wouldn't suggest you meet a man at work. Trust me, I would not suggest you meet a man at work, unless if you're gonna meet him, then resign, or maybe he resigns. But like, do you go outside? Even sometimes you can go outside by yourself. Hey, like I know a lot of people are like, oh, I don't have friends, I don't want to go outside. Go by yourself. Do you do things that you like? And another thing, what I've noticed when it comes to when you want to meet someone or want to meet your person, don't change your lifestyle. Continue doing the things that you like let's say you like running, continue running. Then you might meet your husband and in a racing thing. What are they called? In a running race. Is it called races? Yeah, a race. And so and that's the nice part, is that you wouldn't have had to change yourself, and going forward you're not going to have to change yourself because you met this person doing what you love. So do the things that you love. I think that you will meet that person, but most importantly, just pattern recognition and trying to change that. Hey mama, I'm a single mom and haven't been permanently employed for a while. I had to walk away from a toxic job during peak COVID, short after finding out I was pregnant. I've been able to get a temp jobs, yeah, to sustain my daughter and I, but now I think I need stability. The job I left traumatized me, and I think that's why I've been temping jobs ever since. My worry is how potential employers will see and interpret it. Any advice on how to prepare myself in going back into the permanent corporate space, and any interview tips on how to handle questions about the gap, for lack of a better word, in my resume? I would say that I would lie and say that I was studying. I would lie and say, to explain the gap, I would say that I was studying, and obviously I took these jobs to keep my mind busy, to keep my brain busy, to upskill myself. Yes, the jobs are temp, nothing permanent. Either say that you were studying, just pick a course that you were studying, or you can say, which unfortunately can work against you because of this patriarchal world that we live in, you can just be honest and say that you wanted to take time off to raise your child. I mean, not honest, because that's not the case, but you can also use that as an excuse. Listen, I wanted to take some time off to raise my child. My child is, so you shortly after find peak COVID, so 2020, so I'm assuming your child is about 4, 5-ish. Yes, I would say that, you know what, I took some time off anything permanent to raise my child and take care of my child. But during that time, I wanted to keep my brain busy, and I wanted to still upskill myself, so that I'm at par with my peers with the industry learnings, and so I don't miss out on anything. And my child is now at school, she's stable, she's settled, and I want also something as stable. That can work against you depending on the company, because they might think, also, if you fall pregnant again, you're going to leave. I would either say that, depending on the kind of people that are interviewing me, I'd either use my child as an excuse, or I'd lie and say I was studying. But whatever you say, whatever excuse you go with, mention why you were doing these temp jobs. Mention that you still wanted to keep up with the industry. Mention that you still wanted to, make sure that your brain was working well. You wanted to upskill yourself. Mention all of that. But just lie, babe. Like, my thing is that I've interviewed people before, ne? Yes, I know that interviews are daunting and they're scary, but I promise you, the people in that room are just as they also don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing now. We all don't know what we're doing, and interviews literally are a personality gauge. Just want to gauge, are you a good culture fit or whatever? You know how to do the job. They know that you know how to do the job. That's why they called you for an interview. They saw your CV and they could see that you can do the job. So just like, so lie. I've lied in interviews. I know people have lied to me when I interview them. Just lie, but keep in mind of the fact, Uti, you continue. It's not like you quit and you just sat. Your brain continued working. You kept up with the industry trends and you upskilled yourself. Blah blah blah. You'll be fine, mama. Don't stress. Hi Mandy, as a fellow young mom, I had my first baby at 18 going on 19, and now she's 13 and going to high school next year. I love the topic you touched on, lack of sexual education and questioning in our time. Please do follow up, Amanda Jakes. Take about what's your opinion on putting kids on contraceptives. I was never a child that was out there, and the circumstances leading to me getting pregnant was that I lacked relationship with both my parents or even guidance, because all my teen years I was in boarding school. My daughter starts high school next year, and I'm so scared for her, scared for myself too. I don't know if given a chance she will trust me enough to let me know that she is sexually curious. Something tells me I should rather put on contraceptives than to be sorry later. I believe that the kids need to be on contraceptives, but I do believe that they need to be spoken to first. I would be very irritated. I was on contraceptives as a teen, but for me it was for my hormones, because I am anemic. So when I started my period, I had to go on the pill just to regulate my hormones. But nakona, no one explained anything for me. They just gave it to me. Only later on I realized they were contraceptives, but I wasn't having sex, so I wasn't worried. But I do think that children need to be on contraceptives, but more than contraceptives, I do think that we need to talk. I understand our fear as parents, because sometimes you think that if you talk to your kid about sex, you're encouraging her to go have sex. No, kids are going to have sex anyway. Whether you talk to her, whether you don't talk to her, she's going to have sex anyway. Rather her go out there in the world with the knowledge that she got from her biggest supporter, her safe space, which is her mother. Your mother will never tell you wrong. Well, not all, but you know what I mean. She might not take it well, because teens think that they know everything, and teens believe like you don't know because you're old. But rather that let that be the outcome than for her to be like you and me, coming in here into this adult world saying, well, I didn't really get any guidance. Guide her. Get over your fear of speaking about sex and contraceptives, and just remember that kids are going to have sex whether we speak to them or not. Rather they go out into this world with the knowledge that they got from people that they can trust, because either way they're going to get this knowledge from somewhere, whether it's on TikTok or whether it's their little friends. If you do not get that kind of education at home, you're going to be gullible. You're a baby. You're a child. You're a teenager. Both boys and girls are children who are just being controlled by their hormones, So with education and talking to your child, be open with your child. And sometimes it doesn't have to be like hey, come, sit down, let's have a talk. It could just be a matter of you just cooking in the kitchen together, and maybe you're watching something on TV and they're talking about sex. Ask her about her views, or maybe you're watching, or maybe she's watching something, or you're watching something on TikTok, and you're just like, I was watching this thing the other day and they said 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. What do you think? I think sometimes as parents we overthink this thing of, now I need to sit down with my child and I need to talk about the birds and the bees. Do you know what a penis is? Do you know what a vagina is? No, it's such make it a lax conversation, and make it not an everyday conversation, obviously, because you can't be speaking about it every day, but make it like a frequent conversation, once a week, just like check-ins, like, hey, like, do you know anything about contraceptives? If so, what kind of contraceptives do you know about? What do you know contraceptives to do? Make it like a very flowy and fluid conversation, and you'll be surprised and how much she already also know, or how much she's willing to ask you. But please talk to your kid, and before putting her on any contraceptive, tell her that you're putting her on a contraceptive, what it's for. Give her the education, because contraceptives is also not going to protect you from STIs and HIV/AIDS. Just all the education, mama. I know it's scary, but make it a how was your day kind of conversation. Okay, we're almost the same age. You're just 1 year older than me, but I'll shoot. I'm struggling to forgive my mom. I'm the last born of 6. I've always seen that my mom has her favorites around us. I always lean more to my elder sister, who practically raised me, and I've told her before about mom. Oh, about my anger towards mom, because she's quite old, my mom. I want to move past this hurt. My sister just cried when I told her and said she feels exactly like me. Worst thing is my dad, whom I feel loved me or all of us deeply, passed away. Home no longer feels like it used to when dad was around. How do I heal and appreciate the good that she actually did for me over everything that has hurt me? I think it's also important as to not over intellectualize your emotions. I think sometimes as humans we feel bad for feeling bad emotions. And I don't think there's anything wrong with you feeling anger. Is an emotion that's meant to protect you. Sadness, hurt. I think out of all the emotions that I know, anger is the one that's there to protect you. It's there to fight for you, And sometimes because because people are like, but it's your mom. I get it. But I think the first step here is admitting that it's okay to have these kind of ill feelings towards your mom, and not feel bad about having these bad feelings. It's okay. Parents are not perfect, and yes, we love them, and they did their best with what they knew. But it's okay to admit to yourself. You don't have to go tell your mom this, but just first admit to yourself that I don't like this lady because she did 1 2 3 to me, and I feel angry, and I feel hurt, and I feel this, and I feel that, I feel disappointed, I feel ostracized, I feel left out. Name your emotions, name them, and tell yourself that it's okay to feel them, and don't let anyone make you feel bad for feeling ill feelings towards your mother just because they have good relationships with their parents. So what Mandy would do is name my emotions and be okay with my emotions, no matter how dark they may seem. 2, I know you say your mom is quite old. Have you ever tried talking to her about the treatment and the favoritism and I know with old people, they don't take those conversations well, but have you ever tried? And if yes, if it didn't go well, then I don't know. It's hard to talk to our parents, and I truly believe that our parents will just never change. You just have to change. So I promise you, I think the only thing outside just having the normal conversation with my mom, I would first, because it feels like you feel bad. If I'm reading this, it feels like, because now you say, how do I heal and appreciate the good she actually did for me over everything? The two feelings can coexist. You can still appreciate what someone did for you while still admitting that they were not kind to you. You know what I mean? Those two can coexist. Let them coexist, and you're gonna be okay. Just allow your emotions and allow them to live wherever they need to live, and allow them to feel them. Be angry, be sad, cry. I guess it's what you do with that anger that matters. But feel your emotions, Nana, and don't feel bad for feeling like you were not treated right. You were not. That's your lived experience, that's your reality, and you're entitled to your feelings. Okay, hey sis Mandy, I'm a big sister of 3 girls born to a single mom. I've graduated and I moved from home to Josie. I miss her like crazy. Mama doesn't believe in black tax. Girl! Hey man! Can you share your mom? I thought now that I'm working, we'd work together to buy a home. She said I'm not her husband, which is fair. Yes, I sent money home, but I remember that all that I used to do when I was there. As much as communications lines to her open and clear, how can I make sure she knows that I'm not trying to be her man? I'm just protective of her and my family, and I know the struggles we went through to get where we are. The gap that the gap remains, and I still want to fill it. There's even some guilt in spending money here, because how can I be okay and build my own life when home is still home? Thanks to you, I've encouraged her to go to maintenance court while I was in 2nd year, but he stopped paying after 1.5 years. My mom is in a place where you are now, where we will let the kids see us. So I know there is a need, and she's doing the very best to correct past mistakes and get us a home. I know this is a beautiful, but a huge thank you for holding space. Oh, I know this is a mouthful, but a huge thank you for holding space and being there for girls like me. The loud, extroverted, and fun-loving ones. You remind me to smile at the storm, because kuzolunga, as long as I still have my breath and my lungs, things can change for the best. Why am I so emotional about this question? BRB. Okay, I'm so emotional about this one because you've got an amazing mother, you know, and she obviously doesn't want you to do too much. She believes she's treating you like the child that you are, her child, you know. So I appreciate that. What I would do things behind her back. Sometimes Nami, when I was in a good financial space, my mom wouldn't accept things, so I just do things behind her back. I know that you said you want to buy a home. Is the home not great? Are you able to renovate the home? Because at the end of the day, if a truck comes with itina and blocks and cement, your mom is not going to chase them away, you know. If a truck comes with the washing machine, air fryers, new cupboards, your mom is not going to chase them away, you know. So whatever it is that you can afford, I think I've said it on this vlog 2-3 years ago, where that my mom, when she bought the house, you know, she was not in a great financial space. She took out her pension fund and she paid off her house. So obviously then financially things were not great. And she bought the house, it was old, didn't even have built-in cupboards. And my sister and I just decided to put the built-in cupboards. My sister and I decided to renovate a kitchen for her without even asking for her permission, because we knew that she would never accept it. So what would Mandy do? I would just do things behind her back. If it means renovating the house, what are you going to do when a truck comes with cement and sand and bricks? You're not going to chase them away. What are you going to do when the Take-A-Lot truck comes with a dishwasher, a new stove, a microwave, an air fryer, and everything that she needed? What is she going to do when someone comes and just like, oh, I need to renovate your bedroom? What is she going to do about it? But you're very, very lucky to have a mother who does not expect a single thing from you. Cherish her while she's still alive, of course. And then, yeah, just do things behind her back. She deserves the softness that she has clearly given to you, because the way you speak of her, you sound like a very soft person, a loving person, and I'm assuming that you got that from her. She deserves it. So just do things behind her back. Don't ask for, rather it's easier to ask for forgiveness than for permission. That's my motto in life. Okay, hey big sis, I'm a 25-year-old female. I have a bittersweet relationship with my mom. My mom likes to yell or scream. That's one of the reasons that made me move out. She screams. She doesn't want to take accountability when she's wrong or even apologize. I love her. She is my mom, and I have a daughter now, and I'd like us to have a relationship. I'm even scared to have uncomfortable, serious conversations with her. What would big sis Mandy do? Sounds tough, because you said she screams, she yells, and she doesn't take accountability. So what's the point of the conversation? What's the point of the conversation if you say that she yells, she screams, and most importantly, she doesn't take accountability? Don't you think having a conversation with her was probably going to hurt you more? And I get the importance now of wanting her relationship with her now that you have a daughter. I know exactly what that is like. I think I've said on this channel here that my relationship with my mom changed when I had my second daughter. Obviously with Alwande, I was still a child. I didn't see the importance of it. But when I had Umilani, my relationship changed. But one of the main things that helped with the change in behavior and change in relationship was me changing how I saw her. Because I also felt like I had never given her a chance at that time, but I just felt like, oh, you're a mother, you're not going to take accountability. But lucky for me, when I did have a conversation with her about it, she did take accountability and we were in a better place. But for me to even get to the conversation about it, I had to change. So I don't know if this can work in this space where you just need to change yourself and how you feel about her, and let go of the resentment that you hold, and understand it's okay, she's just gonna yell, she's just this, she's just this. Maybe once you change the way that you see her, you'll be able to have a better relationship with her. And also, do you want a relationship with her, or do you want your child to have a relationship with her, or do you just want her to help you? She raised you as a girl. Do you want her also to help you raise your daughter? What is it that you need from her? But what Mandy would do is just change my perception about her and just understand that she's not going to change, but I love her regardless. Okay, hi mama, I love you, Claire. What would big sis Mandy do to heal from present dads who expose your children from different partners, even sharing a bed with the kids and the girlfriend? Okay, Mandy, calm down. Once you confront him, he throws insults. Oh, Sana, the insults triggered. Kesana, the lion in me woke up and I attacked. How would you deal with the situation? How did you attack, girl? Did you beat him up? Tell me you beat him up. How would you deal with the situation? I have even threatened to report him at his place, but I'm afraid that if he loses his job, I'm scared to be a single parent in terms of support system. My mom passed on and I have 2 unemployed sisters. Oh, Nana, the list is long. Okay, I'm a public service worker. I work for government. I don't want my parenting and situation to be known. Oh, mama. Without blaming women, how are you as a woman are able to go to a man's place and be okay with sleeping with him in the same bed as his kids? It's like the woman who, when you listen to married women speak and they talk about her husband brought home a side chick, and she was told, the wife was told to go sleep in the couch. You as a side chick, how are you okay? You as a woman, how are you okay walking in, listening to a man tell his wife to go sleep in the couch so you can get the bed? So for me, yeah, obviously it's a man's responsibility, but as a woman, how are you okay with sleeping in a bed with a man, with his child? Angas, this one, baby, I don't know. I don't know, because you can't parent alone. What would Mandy do? I'll take my kids. Like, I wouldn't. Did you say kids or kid? Children. So I'd take my kids and I'd live with them, but I understand you need the support, and I don't know how old your kids are they in school? Because why can't you live with your kids full time? Why do they have to go to their dad's place? I understand obviously you're co-parenting and whatever, but if the situation at the dad's place is not conducive to the children, why do they have to go there? Why can't you live with your kids full time? How old are these kids? Are you able to just take them to school, go to work, come back, pick them up, and go to your home? Is obviously his presence is important, but are the kids going to his place that important? You know what I'm trying to say? I would take my kids. I wouldn't send there. If he wants to see the kids, he can come to my house and he can spend time with them there. But because clearly he does not care or respect the children and the environment. Because what do you mean you're sleeping with women in the same bed as your kids? I resigned effective immediately from my job on the 28th of Jan. My body couldn't take it anymore. I was diagnosed with anxiety, panic attacks, and was put on antidepressants last November. The workload was insane, the environment was super toxic, and I wasn't even doing what I applied for. They deducted 2 weeks' salary plus the days I didn't work from my final pay, so I get less than half of my salary. I'm so angry, I want to fight them. The turnover is quite high because of the environment, and the management who are just horrible people. The girl who I took over from left after getting paid, and she said that's what I should have done, as there are only 3 days left to continue the month. Yeah. Do you have a leg to stand on? Every time I've ever quit a job with immediate effect, I've only ever done it after payday. I don't know if you do have a leg to stand on. What kind of company is it? Is it a big corporate? Is it I would let it go. It's not worth your energy. If you're already on antidepressants and you already suffer from anxiety, you don't need the stress. God will see you through. I hope that you're in a space where you can apply for other jobs again, but I would definitely let it go. And yeah, the previous employer is right. I'm like her. I've resigned 3 times now with immediate effect, and I always do it after payday because I don't want troubles. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry that you had to go through that, but I would let it go. I would fighting corporates and fighting workplaces takes a toll on you. So I would personally let it go. But if you do have the fight in you, maybe try them. But personally, I would let it go. Hi Mandy, I really want to know what you have to say about this. So I was staying at Res, sharing a bedroom with a roommate, and during that time I developed a quiet crush on a guy from the same Res. I never spoke to him directly, but I talked about him a lot with my friends, especially with my roommate. I really liked him, so I poured my heart out about my feelings to my roommate almost every day. Not long after I started talking about my crush, my roommate got involved with him. Sorry, I'm glitching, I'm tweaking. She never told me they had started seeing each other. I found out somehow. Long story, but the smell of his cologne in our bedroom also gave it away. Lol. So he used to come to our room when I wasn't around. She shared personal things about me with him, exposed my feelings, and told him everything I used to say about how much I liked him, how crazy I was about him. Instead of confronting her immediately when I found out, I kept quiet and pretended I didn't know. But I stopped talking about him. Meanwhile, she would bring him up, encourage me to pursue him, even referred to him as my man while all secretly dating him. She also told others she felt no remorse. When I finally confronted her, she really showed no remorse at all, avoided answering why she did it, and walked away from the conversation, leaving me with no closure. Living in the same room became emotionally unbearable. I felt humiliated, anxious, and unable to heal because I had to see them together every day. A lot more happened, but when the semester ended, I moved out. Months later, I still experienced waves of anger and heartbreak. Of course! I'm trying to understand if my feelings are justified and how to truly move on. Was I betrayed or not? Yes, your feelings are justified, and yes, you were betrayed. Your roommate is a horrible pick-me-ass bitch. I'm sorry if you are listening with kids or older people. She's a pick me who never liked you. She's not a girl's girl. She's a horrible person, and that relationship is not going to work. She reminds me of those women who, you know, the woman who only dates married men. I'm sorry if I'm coming across as judgmental, and also trust me, I'm the last person to be judgmental because I have a baby with a married man. So if I do come across as judgmental, I'm not trying to be. But you know, there are women who only date married men, or only date men who have girlfriends. And when I tell you, those women, it's not about the man. It's about the woman. They want to that's why I'm calling her pick me. You're trying to compete with other women, because when did she realize that she liked him? Only when you liked him. It's those women who feel like you're not deserving. I don't know what you both look like, but I 100% am sure that you look completely opposite. If you are dark skinned, she's probably light skinned. If you are bigger, she's probably smaller, or vice versa. You know, there are women who look at you and think that you don't deserve the things that you get. And because they are so insecure with themselves, they will go out and get the things that you want, or the things that you already have, to prove to themselves that you are not better than her. It's got nothing to do with the man. You could have had a crush on Ipara from across the road. She would have dated him. The aim was to prove that she is better than you. I'm sorry. First, fuck that man also. Also, how did you find out? Did that man tell you? How did you find out? Because you say that, the friends say that she doesn't feel any remorse. Did the friends tell you? It's irrelevant, I guess. But I promise you, your feelings are very valid and justified, and you will get over it one day. Trust me, you will. But you were betrayed. That was someone that you trusted, the girl, by the way. That is someone that you trusted, and with your secrets. You might feel as if, don't gaslight yourself to think, you are not betrayed because you didn't date the guy. You still confided in her. And not only did she go and date the guy, she broke your trust by telling him the things that you were confiding in him about. It's one thing to go date my crush, it's whatever, I can move on from that. But to expose my secrets and to expose my vulnerable moments to the same guy just to earn points, she only did that to make it seem as if she's better than you. I promise you, women who go after men who are already taken, it's one thing when a man comes to you and hits on you, and maybe you didn't know that he was married, or you didn't know that he had a girlfriend, and then maybe by the time you find out, you're already in love, and now you can't leave, or you know, the heart matters of the heart. It's another thing to know, oh, that one is dating Ntabi Singh, I want him. And I promise you, it's not about that one. It's about wanting to compete with other women, and that's why I'm calling her a pick me. Women who knowingly go for men who have got other women, who they know that I have got other women. Literally, it is a self-esteem issue, and they just want to prove that they are better than you. I promise you, now that you are out of the picture, she probably doesn't even like him. Sorry guys, there's a bird that literally is trying to come in. She probably doesn't even like him. And now that you're out of the picture, obviously you won't know. But I promise you, that relationship is not going to go well. It's not going to last. It's probably not even going well. She just did this to piss you off. And I wouldn't be shocked if you move on and date another guy and she tries to date that guy too. Your feelings are very valid. You have every right to be hurt. That girl broke your trust. You thought she was your friend. And yes, you were betrayed. I don't know what you're going to do to heal and move on. But time will heal, and you will be fine. Trust me, you will be fine. If it's possible to stay away from her, and if it's possible to not even continue being friends that are friends with her, so you don't have to know anything about what's happening in her life, what's going on in her life, just remove yourself completely from her. I hope that you guys are not doing the same course. I hope that you don't have to see each other in class or on campus, or even if you see each other, just act like she doesn't exist. But you need to remove yourself from her, and everything that's got to do with her. Done with YouTube. Let me delete this quickly, and then let's go to TikTok. This video is going to be long, but you know what, guys, I hope that you can watch it till the end. This one says, hey Mama Mandy, I lost my virginity last year at the age of 19 and I have no regrets at all. People's opinions and thoughts on social media used to make me think that you'd regret that decision eventually, but I don't feel anything. I don't feel any ounce of regret. I think I enjoyed it more than him. Surely I'm not going crazy for thinking I should regret or feel bad. Hell no. Unfortunately, girls, we were raised to believe that we need to give away the virginity, you know, purity culture. I think it's great to remain a virgin for as long as you want, but if you don't want to be a virgin anymore, it's okay. You know, the purity culture has its pros and cons, and I think because as girls we are like socially, like, we are, it's what's this word I'm looking for? I say it all the time. I don't know. But we are raised to believe your virginity is your prized position and you can't be giving it to anyone. So when you do have sex, and I think also boys are raised to like take, and you know, and boys to raise would say you're, because why don't boys feel shame when it comes to losing their virginities? Because they also lose their virginities. So it's just that thing on Guti, it's how we were raised, and you are meant to believe Guti, oh, it's a sacred thing. It is. I'm not gonna lie, obviously sex is, you know, it's a special thing between two people, but I think it's very important to know that sex is also for women as well. Sex was meant to be enjoyed by both two consenting adults, and you guys were two consenting adults. You enjoyed it, nothing wrong. That's how it should be anyway. Yeah, go girl. Happy for you. Hope it was safe though. Okay. Hey Mama, what would you do when you have a mother who doesn't want to work and wants to depend on you in every single way possible, and family relatives support this while she's 57, and you have been finding ways to support the family since high school? The mother has never been a good mother to you, but you get to watch her show love to your 21-year-old sibling who doesn't want to do anything besides chill in the streets from morning till evening. He failed matric, but he doesn't want to rewrite. You feel like you're an outsider and at home, and friendships don't last, but therapy is the only thing keeping you sane, and keep the suitcase thoughts away. Oh, suicide thoughts away. I hope you get what I mean by suitcase. Yes, it took a while. I got it. Okay, she's got 2 questions. Would you date another woman who is 6 years younger than you? Is it you? Are you hitting on me? Would I date would I date anyone who's 6 years younger than me? Yeah, a woman for sure. Yeah, actually, women for sure. I would definitely date a younger woman because women are smart, you know, doesn't matter the age. Yeah, 6 years, I'm 36, she's 30. Yeah, why not? Are you hitting on me? The first part, Mama, I would move out. Okay, you don't say if you live at home or not, but you just say that you see her showing love to your 21-year-old brother. If you live at home, move out. You're in therapy to keep the suitcase thoughts away. So please, I would move out and I'll stop. As it's okay, like it's okay to have family members not like you. Because why, as a child, are you supporting a 57-year-old woman, not just a 57-year-old woman, your mother who brought you into this world unprovoked? Why are you supporting her when she's able? I would support my mom financially if maybe get to her, she can't work anymore. Maybe there was an accident or maybe she's disabled. I would do anything for her. But you are able. Why can't you go find a job? And you just don't like me because you're fine with my little brother chilling in the streets. You're coddling him. You are grace 5 years from now. And it goes back to how the boys are coddled. And now girls need to give him grace. Okay, let me stop. I would move out. I would just, I would stop. I'll take care of myself. I would maybe send 500,000 rand home. I would not take care of that situation. Hell no, especially if the mother is able, the brother is able, and you clearly just don't like me. Hell no, I'd move out, baby. And yeah, if you are the woman who's 6 years younger and you are hitting on me, let me know. Okay, hi mans. Ooh. So I dated this guy in 2020 around August. I fell pregnant within a month of us dating. We both loved each other, stayed together, had the baby. His parents were good to me to a point that the father named my boy. I think the baby was about 3 months and the guy cheated. He became something I didn't know all of a sudden. He would physically abuse me, but financially he supports. We broke up and I moved back home. He would try for us to fix things until I completely shut him out of my life. A year or two later, we reconciled because I found a job out of the province and I needed him to take over the child. I couldn't relocate with the baby. Couldn't relocate with the baby. Long story. He and his family took very good care of my baby, and we also got back together. A few weeks later, I got really sick until I was diagnosed with HIV. I knew I got it from him because I was celibate during the breakup. He also didn't know he was sick until I told him to go to the doctor. We've been on treatment together and the relationship was going well until I decided to leave him again. All of this I was still able to forgive because I really love him. He's very supportive. We reconciled for the second time last December. Mandy, I love this man. There are parts of the story I left out, but in short, I'm currently unemployed. He has been providing for me and my other kids. We back to keep eating again. Please advise, if it were you, would you still give this man a chance? Mama, you've already given him a chance. So, I wouldn't, but I'm also coming from I'm sitting on a place of privilege now because I've been with someone who used to physically abuse me and I left him. But the other side of me knows how difficult it is, the trauma bond you have with your abuser. This person didn't only physically abuse you, he's abused you health-wise as well. And that's why when I say come here and I tell women, when a man cheats on you, you need to leave because cheating is abuse. This is what I'm talking about. You now have a lifelong disease that you have to live with for the rest of your life. You have to take medication for the rest of your life. It's not a problem, but you wouldn't have gotten it if he wasn't cheating. You know what I mean? So cheating is also a form of abuse, and I hope that one day women see it as abuse. It's also emotional abuse, because the extent a person goes to cheat on you is crazy. They gaslight you, they make you feel like as if you're crazy, they lie to you, all of that. It's abuse. So you are literally trauma bonded with this person. And I don't know, I think my camera is overheating. I don't know when last he hit you. You didn't say, because you said he was at that time. And how's the relationship going now? It seems like you guys have you have forgiven him. It seems like you really love him and you don't see anything outside him. Personally, Amanda, I wouldn't have gone back, but it is what it is now. I think I just worry about your safety. If he did hit you at that time, I hope he's never laid a hand on you again. If he does lay a hand on you again, please try to leave. I do know, as I'm saying, I'm speaking from a place of privilege because I've lived, but at the same time, I do know how difficult it is to leave that situation because of the connection, that mental connection, that bond, the trauma bond that you guys have. I don't know what you want me to say here, or I don't know what to say to you, because it seems like you've already made up your mind. You are with him and you are saying that you love him deeply, and the fact that you broke up and you still got back together does say a lot. So guys, I had to go make some coffee. Tea was not enough. Y'all gonna make me go back to alcohol with these questions. Stressing me out. Okay, let's move on. Okay, I completed my qualification in 2023 and I've been unemployed since. I have a 3-year-old son. My baby daddy has another child and they are a few weeks apart. My similar situation to yours, the difference is that there's no marriage. My pregnancy was hell. That's when your channel found me in 2022. And I've learned a lot from it. He chose the other girl over his son. He does support financially, but he's inconsistent with his parents. The past years, I've been learning to forgive and put the past behind simply for my son's sake. I want to further my studies, but I'm waiting for bursary response and registrations are closing up soon. Baby daddy is working well. What would Big Sis Mandy do? Would you actually ask him to at least borrow your registration? Currently, you're on good terms. No fighting. I'm so desperate, Mama. I don't know what to do. I'm also dealing with a narcissistic mom who puts her boyfriend over us. I'm really going through a lot and I just need to change my life, and I've been stagnant for too long. Why is this a question? Go to that man and ask him for money. Also, another thing, what I've realized with the men that I've dealt with in my life, men like providing. The men that you don't have to give grace to, they will provide. And they like feeling needed. And since you guys are not together, there's not much that you need from him. So get the money. Need money from him. The men that I've dealt with, except my first baby daddy, but all the men that I've dealt with, they do throw money at me. Exes still till today. There's no ex I can't call and ask for money. And whether it's them trying to reparations for hurting me, or them feeling like, yeah, big man, big brother, chocolate, she finally needs me. Don't care. Take advantage of that. Your baby daddy hurt you, and not only did he hurt you, you've got a child with him. For me, I just feel like I gave you a child. I don't care that we didn't work out, but I gave you a child. I risked my life. I risked my body. I risked everything for you to have indlalifa, for you to have continue your dumbass legacy. You owe me your life. If you guys had to hear the conversations between me and Milani's dad, you would call me the most entitled prick on earth. And I don't care, because I am. I remind, every chance I get, I remind Milani's dad, why you owe me. Like, you owe me. You owe me. I see a lot of, and now we're derailing, but I'll come back here. A lot of comments on my videos where he's appearing. People are just like, oh, he's only back because he's single and unemployed. That's fine then. I'm still benefiting from it. If you came back to my life because I'm unemployed, that's the perfect time to actually come back. You know? And people are just like, oh, he doesn't want to be with the child. He's just coming back because he's single and unemployed. This man has shown his inconsistency. Whether I'm employed, I'm in a relationship, I'm unemployed, I'm single, he's shown his inconsistency. And I'm going to take advantage of that. Ain't nothing wrong with using these men for money, and you're not even using him because you're not using, like, girl, why is this even a question? Go ask that man for money. It's money for school even. I have no shame in going through my call log now and calling an ex and say, hi, I need money. And when they have, they send. Worse when it's a baby daddy. That man owes you his life. Girl, guys, please do not be afraid to ask men for money. And as I'm going to say from my experience, and I think it's just like a generic experience, I'm going to generalize, most men, if not all, except for the men who want grace, the men that you all are giving grace, most men feel very, very, very good when they get to provide. Most men, their worth are in their pocket. Well, they feel like, and society has told them that their worth are in their pockets. Let them show you their worth then. Let them provide. I promise you, if you ask that man for money, he's probably going to respect you more. Ask him. You don't get an award for being a good girl. You don't get an award for being understanding baby mama. You don't get an award for being a cool girl. Girl, get your money. Go to school. Don't bore me. Come here asking me, should I ask him for money? Yes, the answer will always be yes. It will always be yes. Okay, I want to ask a question on what would big sis Mandy do. I stay with my partner who's the father of my twin toddlers. This year we decided to take the twins from home and stay with them since traveling home is quite easy to check up time and again. They recently started creche and I feel as if there's no hands-on parenting from Mugai. I'm analyzing him and I get a feeling he's just financially present. Jay. I wake up early to bath and prep for work and then wake each child to prep for school alone while he's busy preparing for work for himself. I address this and it seems not to be changing. I'm starting to get annoyed at this man and I actually want to get someone to help instead of me handling everything alone. I hardly even get time for myself since I gave birth to these kids, and honestly that also annoys me so much. Do you think I'm being unfair on asking for extra help? No. Firstly, unfortunately, I get a lot of DMs from sometimes married women who are very honest with me, and most of them, they do complain about the fact that they are single mothers in their marriages. So firstly, I hope that you know that you're not alone. And I think a lot of men, they were raised to believe, Uguti, once you provide financially, you've done your job. And that's why even like with deadbeats, they think that, Uguti, why are you calling me a deadbeat? I provide. No, you need to be hands-on and you need to be present. And so I think maybe he was raised to believe, Uguti, once you provide, you're done. But if you then can't get out of the situation, get help. Like, get help. I guess he provides financially. Ask him for extra money. Get that nanny. Girl, you deserve time alone. You cannot. Kids will literally, if I could afford a nanny, guys, I would have gotten a nanny a long time ago. Kids are a lot. Kids are overwhelming. Once you've got twins, they're overstimulating. Kids are just a lot. And if you can, not even if you can afford, make him pay for it. Since he doesn't want to be there physically, make him pay for it. Parenting is not about money. But if you cannot change your situation and he doesn't want to listen to you, then make it about money. Get the money from him. You're not being unfair. There is no price, guys, for being a superwoman and super mom. There is no price. Take care of yourself. A happy mom, happy life. The same going with happy wife, happy life is the same. You don't get a prize for self-sacrificing. You don't get a prize for abandoning yourself for the sake of these kids. These kids are going to grow up and they're going to leave the house. You're going to be left there tired with autoimmune diseases, chronic illnesses, just because you wanted to be a super mom. There's no award. There's no reward. Get the help. Take care of yourself. If anything, you'll be a better mom when you're more relaxed. Nana, please. Hire a nanny. Make her, if you have the space in the house, get a full-time nanny. Get that man to pay for it. And who knows, that might even make your relationship better, because you will have time for him and each other. You'll have time for date nights. You might actually like him again, because I get this feeling here that you're over him. You might even like him again. You need some time alone. You need some time you need some time for yourself. Okay, I have a child which I got about 7 years ago. I had sexual intercourse with 3 men around the conception of my child. First man, we used condom. It was a one-night stand. The second one, we used the withdrawal method. He's my side nigga. And the third one was my current partner. My partners know the child to be his own, and we continue to raise the child. I've never told him about the possibility of the child not being his. However, 3 years ago, I discontinued using pregnancy prevention method and have since having sexual intercourse without protection. And never have I felt pregnant in the past 3 years. He now talks about another child, and I keep on telling him I'm not ready. But in fact, I was not using prevention for the past 3 years. I told him I do inject every 2 months and wants me to leave it. I suspect my child is from the second guy I slept with. The second guy is married and have 3 other kids with his family, and he doesn't know. Second guy is married and have 3 other children with his family, and he doesn't know of my child. I honestly wanted to stay a secret, but now it's threatening my child's whole identity. My partner is also an amazing man. He's a very good partner, and this would crush him if he were to find out. I'm assuming that you are suspecting that the child you have is not your partner's child, because you have been having unprotected sex for the past 3 years and you haven't had a pregnancy or a pregnancy scare. So do you think that your current partner is infertile? Is that what you're asking? Because yes, I think that's what you're asking, Neoguti. Then you think that the child is from the second guy, because if you've been having sex with this man for 3 years and you haven't even had a pregnancy scare, so maybe you might find that it's not that your partner is infertile. Maybe your body's still just adjusting to the getting off the injection. Do you get your period regularly? Because I remember after I got off the injection, it took me at least 4 years to get a regular period, because when I was on the injection, I wasn't getting my period at all. And then when I got off the injection, I started spotting. I'd get like a period once every 3 months or whatever, which means then if you are not getting your period regularly, it means you are not ovulating. So there's a lot of things that can come into play. So I would firstly go check, do my research, go to a doctor and check, is your period regular? Are you ovulating? Yes, go check if you're ovulating, start it up. If you are not the problem, then I would do a secret DNA test and I would have to come clean to my partner. Your child is probably still too young, so it's fine. And then my potential baby daddy. What the married guy does with the information is up to him, but I think it's very important that we raise children and we be with men. You know, as a woman, if you choose to raise kids that are not yours, that's your choice. You come into it knowing, or if your man cheats on you and you get and he gets a child, you stay knowing that that is not your child. You choose to raise that child. But with a man, it's a bit difficult for him to continue raising a child who is not his. Rather let it be a choice. Rather let him say, you know what, it's fine, we're here now, I'll continue raising this child as my own. And there are men who do that. But I do think that you need to come clean with both the men if this is not their child. But firstly, check yourself, do an ovulation test, go to the doctor, make sure that your body is ready to catch an egg. If then you know that you are ovulating and you're good, then maybe the problem would be with your partner, but it would be fair for you to tell the truth to everyone involved. Okay, last question, and it's quite long, so bear with me. Hi Mandy, I'm a 35-year-old woman with one child aged 6. I left a toxic marriage where I was emotionally and financially abused. As a result, I'm now in debt and I had to move back home with my child to recover financially. Here's the thing. I've never lived at home. I've always been away from home. I went to boarding school from primary to matric, then went to Joburg for school and worked there since. I'm permanently employed and I work from home, hence I was able to move. I'm frustrated because I cannot live at home anymore. I find it difficult to adjust with the environment and live with parents and a child. I'm a gentle parent, but my mom is harsh and shouts a lot. She's strict and I feel stuck and depressed. I'm expected to do house chores even when I'm on duty. I'm very exhausted and my child travels 30 k's to school and back every day because that's where the better schools are. Will I be wrong to move out and find a place closer to my child's school? His school is in town. I have told my mom that I'm considering moving closer to town. She refused and made me feel bad for leaving her. I have also suggested a helper. She refused and now I don't know what to, and now I have to do everything alone. What would sis Mandy do in the situation? By the way, there's no financial relief since I moved back home. I was about to say, okay, let me finish. There's no financial relief since I moved back home because everything is far away and I'm spending all that rent money on petrol and groceries, and sometimes I will be called to the office and I have to drive to Joburg. Move. Why is the mom making you feel bad? Oh, you're leaving her alone. She's been alone. And also, she's being manipulative because why is she refusing a helper? No. I would get my mom a full-time live-in helper if she's that scared of being alone. I'd get her a full-time live-in helper who goes home on the weekends or whatever, and I'd move closer to my child's school fees, to my child's school. I wanted to say, Uguti, sometimes we think Uguti moving back home is going to save you money. It actually doesn't. You still take out from the transport to paying for groceries, because when you're home now you're expected to pay for groceries, you pay for DSTV, you pay for Wi-Fi. They're traveling 30 kilometers away. That's traveling. It all amounts to probably 10k, what you probably would have paid for rent if you moved closer. I would definitely move. Don't feel bad about it. Your mom has been alone for all her life. Why now is she having a problem? A and B, not only that, you can't make me feel bad for leaving when I tell you that this is not how I want to parent my child. Then probably she uses but it's my house, my rules. Leave. I would completely just leave, move closer, get a smaller bachelor flat to still be able to save money, because it's just you and your son. I'd get myself a bachelor flat or a one-bedroom flat closer to my son's school, and I would visit home probably every second weekend, and I would get my mom a live-in helper. Parents, they have this thing of feeling entitled to our time, our money, our labor, our everything. And another thing with parents, I remember when I moved back home after my heartbreak and I lived at home. My mom is a nurse and I worked from home. There's this thing, man, of not disrespecting, but what is this English word I'm looking for when you don't see it? People, when you work from home, people who don't know work from home, who have been maybe my mom has been in the service center for all her life. She doesn't understand you work from home. They don't get it. So sometimes they feel like you're not working because you work from home. When I lived at home, my mom sometimes would call me from work and ask me what I'm cooking. I'm working. Just because I'm not in the office like you or at the hospital like you doesn't mean that I'm not working. So I do think that Uguti parents who've never had the work from home experience do look down on people who work from home, because they feel like, what are you doing? Just sitting in front of a computer. What are you doing? When you are actually also just working as much and you're tired, your brain is working, and I was doing chores in between meetings when I lived at home. So yes, I totally understand where you're coming from. And most parents are like that. And I don't know why. Like, ew, stop it. I would move out and get myself a small bachelor flat, save as much money as I can. I'd leave home. I'd hire my mom maybe not, she doesn't even have to be a full-time live-in helper, but maybe someone who comes in 3 times a week. My mom, unfortunately, with her loneliness, she's gonna have to do something about it. You are not her man. You are not her man. You are not supposed to be there to tend to her emotions. Where's her man? Why doesn't she get someone? Why doesn't she have friendships? Why doesn't she cultivate relationships outside you? Unfortunately, this might sound harsh, but that's exactly what I would do. I'd move, get a helper for my mom, and take my child, move closer to my child's school. this is probably 2 hours, and I hope that you are able to reach the end. I'm actually going to respond to her personally to be like, hey mama, I answered your question at the end, so that she sits through it, you know. I do hope that you guys enjoyed this installment of What Would Big Sis Mandy Do. Maybe let's try and do it again in the next 2 weeks. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.